What's up, guys? Prince Brathwaite here with another philosophical conversation about strength, raising my strong kids or raising my kids to be strong. And like I said, this also translates into how we develop ourselves as well. I think there's a lot of crossover with how you develop your kids, or how the outlook of developing kids. A lot of it ties into how we should be looking at developing ourselves on a day-to-day basis, because we're all a work in progress. One of the things I want to talk about is placing your self-value in things. For example, there are a lot of people, a lot of us, I'll put myself, like a lot of us we think that our value is in how much money we have. We think our value is in how attractive we are physically, whether it's muscles or your face or your body, status. A lot of things, being smart, that's a part of it. Being smart is a part of your self-value. The job you have may be a part of your self-value. And I'm here to say that's not healthy. Placing your self-value on things is the easiest way to set yourself up for destruction, or to leave yourself vulnerable to not valuing yourself, because those things can be taken away from you, and or they're not applicable everywhere, right? So let's start with looks. We're all going to get older. So if you place your self-value on being good looking, if that's what makes you feel like great, you're going to run into trouble as you age. If you think that money and social status is what makes you special and is where your self-value is, listen, economies are made to, they go up and they go down. That's the nature of money. People lose jobs, people gain jobs, companies fail, companies come back. It's those things do change. Hopefully, and I wish the best on you guys financially as well, but tying your value to that is that's a setup for a big problem if you ever lose the money that you have. Winning, playing sports, if you are used to being a winner, it is inevitable that all winners, the greatest, the GOATs of the world, are going to lose. So if you place your value on winning, your self-value on winning, trouble. If you place your value on smarts, right? One could argue the chances of your smarts being taken away from you is low. But the truth is, depending on what room you're in, there will be somebody who's smarter than you, and in particular subjects, and in particular, with situations. Does your value drop because you're in a room with somebody who's smarter than you? It should not. So then what do we place our value in? And the reason I'm bringing this, let me just bring it back a little bit. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I think about my children, and I don't want them to place their self-value in being good-looking kids. They're damn good-looking kids, if I do say so myself, right? Love my boys, some sharp-looking boys. But if they place their self-value on that, they think that that's what makes them cool, or that's what makes them, better or worse than somebody, that's a setup. That's a weak position of value, in my strong opinion. So same thing for being smart. Smart is relative, and it depends what we're talking about. So with that being said, and this is all a conversation, so I'm open to feedback. So then what should we place our self-value in? And I've given this thought, obviously. I feel strongly that our self-value should be placed on our core values. Your self-value should be based on your values. What does that mean? I value, for example, being a strong person, which I think I can control. In terms of, because strong to me means resilient, meaning when I get knocked down, I can choose to get back up any day. So I have value in my ability to decide to get back up. My core values in being empathetic to other people, being a good person in my own eyes, is where my self-value is rooted in as well. That's also in my control. And I think it's also very important, let me back up a little bit, to know your core values, because these are mine, right? And it's not that you need to have the same ones as me, but my children don't need to have the same ones as me. My children need to have core values that they can lean into, use as a North Star to make decisions, which makes your life, that's a whole other conversation. Core values, got to remember to have that combo. How do we come to core values, and do you even know your core values? But knowing your core values is very important, and then placing your value in your core values and your alignment with them, that is a recipe for success in my strong opinion, and that is the recipe that I'm pouring into my children. Of course I want them to be smart. Do I want them to know they're smart? Absolutely. I want them to be confident in their looks? Sure. Do I want them to win and try to win when they play sports and everything else in business? Yes. But if and when those things don't work out, or you have a bad day with that, you are still just as valuable as the day that you were winning, or the day that you felt good about those things, because you are the unique treasure that nothing else in the world can compare to. I know it sounds sappy, but if you don't know this about yourself, then you are somebody who might need to, in my strong opinion, I'm talking like I'm the guru of life here, right? I'm not. And this is just a strong opinion, and I'm open to conversations. But I guess in a nutshell, I'm saying don't place your value on things. Place your value on you, inside who you are, what you believe in, and the fact that you put forth and express and do things based on what you believe in. I'm a coach. I'm a trainer. Does my job, is that who I am? If I was not a coach, if I was not a trainer, would I feel valueless? Absolutely not. The things that I believe make me special is my love for people, my love for helping people. This is me. Not everyone feels like this, and that's totally fine. Love to help people, or love for being resilient and being strong, and also imparting that on other people, showing people they can be stronger. Not just physically, and mostly not physically, mentally, for my friends and family. So when I'm doing those things, that's where I feel valued. Now, those things happen to make me a great candidate to be a coach. Hence, I love my job. But if I lose my job, do I lose my value? Absolutely not. And I would behoove everyone to make sure that you take a deep-rooted look at who you really are and what your true value is, because 100% of everybody is uniquely valuable, but it helps you to know what are the things that make you unique. Those things make you valuable. And I'm not talking about a birthmark or, pretty eyes or something like that. I'm talking about who you are on the inside, right? Your spirit, your core values, and what you feel like you bring to the world. Those are the things I think you should value about yourself. Don't lean on something that could fall. Don't lean on things that can be taken away. Don't lean on things that can be compared. In the social media world that we're living in, too many people I see, children specifically too, and adults also, are just comparing themselves as if it matters what someone else is doing and that affects their life. That thought process, jealousy, is a derivative of insecurity, right? If you're jealous, let's be honest. I'm gonna be honest with the way I look at it. Jealousy is probably the most unhealthy, and I would dare to say weakest emotion, something that you can work on. Some people give into it, but it's a weak emotion derived from insecurity, which is why I'm talking about this, is derived from insecurity that come from not knowing what your values are. The great thing about your self-value, what your self-value is, the great thing about your self-value is that it's unique to you. So that's what I want to impart my children. I want them to get to know themselves on a constant basis. I think adults should do it too, constantly as we grow. You have to keep meeting yourself, self-talk, self-assessment, falling in love with yourself every day, because you are special in a way that I'm not. And I'm special in a way that you're not. And getting to know what your value is and learning how to use what you have, that's the definition of value, and that's where your self-value lies. These are my strong opinions. I'm open to conversation. Let's talk about it. I love you guys. I hope this was insightful. And also let me know what else you guys want to talk about. I'm going to do this more. But I want your feedback, and I want you to keep me going. Let's do this together, guys. Community talk. All we know is go. Talk to you soon.